Hi, yes, this keyboard is the Akko 3061HE, and it is $80 cheaper than this guy, the Wooting 60HE Plus. So what's the deal? Why is this keyboard so much cheaper? Surely there must be a lot wrong with it, right? It has to be so much worse. Well, no. If you just give me a few minutes of your time, then I can explain. This keyboard was sent to me by Akko, but all of what I'm saying in this video is my own thoughts and opinions. In the box, you are greeted with a dust cover, then in this black rectangle box, you have the USB-C cable, keycap puller, and switch puller. And then we get to the actual board. First impressions of it is quite light, but that isn't a problem, as I will mention later. Quite a sleek typing angle, it's quite flat. And there is also a startup manual guide in here as well. Because it is of plastic construction, the board is decently light, but it does feel premium in hand. It's not that cheap plastic feeling, if you know what I mean. The PBT keycaps are crisp legend-wise and don't look to be warped of any kind, which is expected, but nice. Even though this board is light, it doesn't move around my desk because of the feet on the bottom that keep it well grounded. So if that's a concern, don't worry, it's not going anywhere. I think for a stock gaming board, it sounds quite nice. Here is a stock sound test. I think the stabs on this board are exceptional. Have a listen. So out with the old and in with the new. When you plug the board in for the first time, you are greeted with the RGB.
Oh my god!
For people who game with no lights on, or you just, like RGB. First thing I would advise to do is head over to the Akko website and find downloads page under support and download their Akko cloud driver for whatever system you're on, Windows or Mac. This is the software that will actually allow you to play with the rapid trigger. Once that's downloaded, I would recommend going to the About section here and making sure you've updated your firmware to the latest update, and after that make sure to calibrate your board over here. All you need to do is make sure you fully actuate all keys and press confirm, and it should be calibrated. The software in general is quite complex but accessible, and it has a lot of features. You can remap keys, set macros, use custom actuation, which I will show in a minute, and map your keys like a gamepad, which is pretty sick. I wouldn't recommend using the raw mode, as I used it for my WASD keys and they sometimes just started bugging out and I didn't know what was happening. I tried messing with the actuation, but they still kept actuating randomly, so I didn't bother with the raw mode. Going to what makes this board a competitor to the Wooting, the custom actuation for rapid trigger. Like most boards now, the actuation on any key goes down to 0.1mm, which is ridiculous. You have multiple presets for comfort, sensitive, or gaming, and if you're using this for gaming, which I think most people will, I would go with gaming or custom. I personally set my WASD keys to 0.1mm up and down with always rapid trigger enabled. I later changed this to 0.1 down and 0.2mm up just because my fingers would shake the keycap and I would stop running in game. That's how sensitive this thing really is. Now I mostly play Valorant and fighting games, and coming from a non-rapid trigger board I can 100% feel the difference. It's kind of crazy, to be honest. When I lift my finger off slightly, I do come to a complete stop. Strafing in game feels actually so much more precise and I feel way more in control. This board also has true 8K polling, which probably contributes to the faster feeling of this board in general. Now this board comes in at $109, while the Wooting 60HE Plus is currently around $190. Now that is $80. Do I believe the Wooting could outclass this thing for an extra $80? I do not think so. I've tried the Wooting 60 before and this basically felt like a very similar experience. Don't get me wrong, Wooting is still the top dog of the rapid trigger scene, and I'm sure their technology is a lot more refined and improved upon, but if you want a rapid trigger board for TAC FPS or any other games such as Osu, Trackmania or anything else, this will do a Wooting job for $80 less. After setting this thing to 0.2mm actuation, I've had zero problems. I will definitely do more testing and playing with this board, as I feel like it elevates that experience that much, and I will report any issues if I have any in the comment section in the coming weeks. Thanks for watching this review and have a great rest of your day.